Ladies and gentlemen, very exciting. Bring my guest on right now. Karen Rantowski will be sitting in with me for this one story. My guest is a tarot card master and teacher, as well as a hilarious comedian. You can book a reading with her or start online tarot school by visiting KarenRantowski.com. Welcome back to the show, Karen Rantowski. Good to see you, doll. All right, so here we go. I'm going to show a clip from The View. You know, I have a love-hate thing with The View, but you know, it's about patriotism. So here we go.
A new poll found that only 38% of people said that patriotism was important to them, which is a steep drop from the 70% of Americans who said it was important back in 1998. And I guess the questions are, what are the big factors here? Are they political divide, income gap? Have people just lost faith in the system?
All right, Karen, really quickly. Karen, patriotism, what are your thoughts about that in the first place?
Well, I think the reason people are not patriotic anymore is because this government has lied to us so much. I think I'm dating it. Let's be honest. The United States does not look like its profile picture at all. And people are just sick of being lied to.
Right. Okay. I think you definitely have a point there. Now we're going to hear what the panelists are thinking about patriotism. And here we go. Let's continue with it.
So
I'd throw it out.
I think it's sad. I think it's a result of a lack of community, a lack of connectedness, and I also think a lack of civic education where people don't necessarily realize the role that they play in our democracy. And trust me, there's a lot of reasons to be frustrated with our country, with our politics.
Yes, there are. One frustration is you're sending trillions of dollars to another nation for a proxy war when there are plenty of my brothers and sisters right here in the United States that could use type of support. I don't know. Let's start with one, like national healthcare system. That's one that we deserve. I'm going to continue.
One of the things I'm just most grateful for is I had the opportunity to travel all over the world with the U.S. government, whether it was, to Iraq or Afghanistan, to war zones where people are relying on U.S. leadership and support, or developing nations where we're providing international aid. We've got plenty on the domestic front to work on, but the world relies on American leadership. And I know my friend Joy always likes to say, but look, Denmark is so great, or France is so great, and we can have that convo.
Finland too.
But if America is not the number one global power, it's not going to be Denmark. It's going to be communist China.
Okay, whoa. This conversation took a turn, I think, right now, Karen. Like, I thought we were talking about patriotism. Suddenly, we are supposed to be the leaders of the world, and China. Be careful of China. Okay, she's going to continue.
That right now the government is imprisoning Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps. It is a deeply racist government. It's a human rights violating government. It is a government that if they are the leader of the free world, we are not a free world the way that we are right now. So I love this nation. I think we are the greatest nation on earth despite our flaws. And I would also finally say, nowhere else in the world do all these women sit at this table. I think the ability to have...
Oh, nowhere else do women sit around a table like this in our high heels. Thoughts about her little rant right now?
You know why other women in other countries aren't sitting around places like this? It's tables like this because they're running the country. I don't know if she knows about Iceland or the UK. Other women are... It's amazing that she thinks the whole rest of the world and everybody claps like, oh, no, they can't sit around like this. We can't have a woman be the lead in an action movie, but other countries have women running the place.
I don't know. We had lead an action film, Hunger Games, also Wonder Woman. Those ladies are kicking ass. All right. I don't want to underestimate their kicking ass skills.
Be able to rise quickly and in one generation change your outcome is amazing.
Listen, we all know it's a great country because we all have benefited from some of the great things about this country. But kids today, who are young people now, are looking at this country and they're saying, if I get sick, I could become bankrupt. If I go to college, I could be in debt until I collect Social Security. Mm-hmm. There are shootings on a regular basis in this country. There are major things that are happening here that are making people turn against the country. And those are just some of the things.
You know what? I'm going to push back. I thought she had some very interesting points about the kids today who are young today, that they have these deep concerns. I'm pushing back because, it's not the country that my brothers and sisters are taking issue with. It would have to be the elected officials who made promises that have never delivered on those promises. That's what I think. That's what I think. Let me continue with her, and then you jump in anytime you want to.
I think that access to the internet has caused a lot of people to say, gee, they can do it in Denmark, they can do it in Sweden, they can do it in Italy, has national health even, you know, and there are many countries in the world that...
Look at Joy Behar talking about national health. That's very interesting to me that she's doing that at all. Okay?
Really do
It is.
Say it again.
It is very interesting. And, you know, I watch The View the same way I watch Paranormal Caught on Tape. I'm always like, is this real or is this not real? Are these people nuts? It was weird that she's taking sort of the right opinion and doesn't want to turn it on. This is the Biden administration. This is like she was in the right lane there, don't you think?
I totally agree with you on that. Let's continue watching this.
On these issues. And so we're thinking, are we that exceptional anymore as we used to be? Yes, we're a powerful country. We have the best military.
And that should tell you something right now, that somehow this is, we're talking, the topic is, ladies and gentlemen, as posed by Whoopi Goldberg, was about patriotism and the decline in patriotism. And here she's just given a number of reasons why people feel disenfranchised. Okay, I don't think that we're not patriotic. I mean, how can when a country said that you should be able to thrive and freedoms and have access, and suddenly there are generations that are not going to have access to things that just in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s that you could raise a family, buy a home, and work to have all those things. Those seem to have disappeared in these. Go ahead.
Plus, it's really strange, but the way that woman's hair color and color of her shirt is, and it's like you look like the better version of her. Like here it is broken, here it is fixed.
Let's see in 20 years. We'll compare and contrast in 20 years. I think that's the age difference. I don't know. Oh, but this broad, okay, let's see what she has to say. I don't know why she brought up China while we're talking about patriotism, because the bottom line is I thought we were on the hook for China for all the money that they gave us to fight the war in Iraq.
But what about the people?
Well, I've been, Sarah and I, we've had this discussion about the flag and that.
Oh, that's another thing. But I put my flag out because I don't want Republicans to think that they own the flag, okay?
Yeah.
I'm a liberal.
Okay? I don't want them to think that they own the flag, okay? I don't know when raising your flag in front of your home or off your car was some sort of, I'm a conservative if I do that. I've never heard of such a thing. Have you, Karen? That she's taken the American flag back. What the hell?
It's one of those things where she's in a fight that doesn't really exist. Right? It's like when you think your dog is moving objects around your house, but he's not.
Exactly like that. Exactly. Yes. Again, what she did was she made that decision to divide my country. That's what this is about. Again, here we go.
That flag goes out every year on my
That flag goes out every day.
The notion of patriotism and the notion of America and the American flag has been co-opted by the right as if they are true patriots. But when I listen to Christopher Wray, the head of the FBI.
Okay, first off, when you hear somebody say, when I listen to Christopher Wray, the head of FBI, I think you need to go, all right, relax. I don't know if I'm going to take this seriously. Get a load of what she says next. Get a load.
He said white supremacy is the biggest domestic threat to this country. And so
Now, I'd like somebody to check that out because I was trying to find that direct quote by Christopher Wray. What I found was it was domestic terrorism is our biggest threat. I didn't see where he said white supremacy. But again, we're dividing my country. Here's some more rhetoric to divide my country. Instead of, I think poverty has destroyed people's lives. I think lack of access to higher education has hurt generations of people. And so I want to worry about white supremacists. I call baloney, Sonny.
Woman of color with a 6'2" black kid in college and a 5'7", 5'8" black kid in high school. I don't see that part of American exceptionalism. I'm sorry. No. I think this country has.
Is she saying that their height isn't the American exceptionalism? Like, I don't quite understand that. And when she waffled about her second child being 5'7" or 5'8", I'm calling it he's 5'6". All right. That's just what is the point, Sonny, about, here we go.
A lot of problems that could be solved. Yes, maybe they're putting Muslims in jail in Afghanistan, I think you mentioned, and China. They're putting a lot of.
Sounds like Sonny wasn't listening or hasn't been paying attention.
More black people in jail.
But here. Can I ask, because we've had this conversation, what?
Okay, and they're talking about imprisoning. She just pointed out that there is a large population of people that are in prison. We have the largest, prison system. I believe, I think we're 5% of, we have 5% population of the world, but we have 25% incarcerated. I think that number is in there as well. And boy, did Joe Biden have anything to do with incarceration of a certain demographic? Anything you want to add, Karen?
Yes, my shoe size is an 8. I don't know why we're talking about height, but I thought she's going to go to shoe size next. I'm on it.
I don't think a size 8 sounds very patriotic, Karen. Here we go.
On the issue of race, what country on earth do you think would be better?
Italy. I'm just saying Italy because I'd want to live there.
How about Costa Rica?
Costa Rica, fantastic.
Portugal. Everyone's moving to Portugal.
Oh, I'd love to move to Portugal.
Who is this woman?
I don't know. I forget her name. Forgive me.
What does she do?
She was actually in the Trump administration for a while, and she has since, tried to distance herself from that. I believe she's. We'll look her up later. I'm sure somebody's telling me right now on chat. Here we go. Let's continue.
Would you rather live in or feel like it's more inclusive?
I'm not a minority. I felt real good in Ghana. I don't think this is about race. This is about.
I thought this was about patriotism and why there was a decline in patriotism, but this is really devolved. And I love that they all have these different points of views.
A promise. Well, no, it's not. I mean, this is really about all of the things that we believed we were doing that we don't do anymore.
I don't know what you're talking about that we believed we were doing, but we're not doing anymore. Oh, okay.
Don't teach people that it is your right, your birthright to vote in this country. It's a gift. We don't teach people.
Come on. We've only seen for the last 3 presidential elections, if not more, the deep concern about voting rights, the deep concern about gerrymandering. There is, people do value. You've seen the long lines of people. So I don't want to hear this baloney, Whoopi, that people don't value their right to vote. They do. But what we have found is while we've exercised the right to vote, and we want to, as if I want to vote for a third party candidate, I want to support third parties. They're making it harder and harder for us to support third parties in legislation. All right, continue here.
What their rights are as human beings. You don't treat me. You treat me like I'm just money thing there for you. You've taken away all you.
Again, I don't know where she was zagging here. All of a sudden she goes, you're taking all my money away. And here she goes.
Increase my taxes, giving me nothing for it. You have.
Okay. Are you speaking to Joe Biden? Whoopi? Are you talking to Blue no matter who? The people that continue to explode the military-industrial complex, take monies away from the most needy people in our country at this time? What are you talking about?
Made it better. You're making it worse. And then you're surprised that people are going, basically, I don't feel like this is America anymore. It's not, it's many, many things.
Basically, we don't feel this is America anymore. I think if we were to follow that line of thinking, it would be that you're not delivering on the promises of what America has been founded on. Karen, you want to add anything else?
First of all, this is like, there is another reason why women aren't sitting around a table on this, around a table like this, is because it's unbearable to watch. This is like,
I know it is. And I have a love-hate thing for them because they are having those conversations, Karen, that you and I know we have here in California. You and I know these people in different forms.
Yes, and living out in upstate New York, not New York City, I don't know anyone that watches this or agrees with this, but you're right. This is like ADHD for liberals, I guess. But this is like the anti-view today, because I feel like a couple of times they were very close to saying something smart.
And we're going to leave it at that, Karen. They were so close. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Karen, for stopping by today. And ladies and gentlemen, that's just another segment of, Unite with Steph. And Karen got to drop by, and I love it. All right, Karen. Hey, are you performing anywhere that people need to know about in the upcoming, or check you out somewhere?
Tomorrow or Wednesday, they can see me at the Funny Bone with Brad Upton. And
Funny Bone. Where's the Funny Bone, pal?
That one's in Albany.
Albany. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Go to jimmydore.com to see my new stand-up special, COVID Lies Are Funny. For only $10, you get to become a premium member, too. And come see us do our live shows. We're going to be doing stand-up comedy in Milwaukee, Nashville, Honolulu, Los Angeles, Northampton, Massachusetts, Syracuse, New York, Cohoes, New York, Hartford, Connecticut, Baltimore, Maryland, and more. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets.